All right, I'm on hole number 9 of the 2019 Christmas tournament. I'm in Wednesday's qualifying round in the Rookie Division. If you're not a subscriber, I'm 12 people short from 400. So if you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to the channel if you like the content. Hit like, helps me out, and I appreciate it. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for you guys encouraging me on, and I started all this because I got a buddy that played and I wanted to teach him how to do the wind ring method. So I started shooting YouTube videos just for him, and I'm constantly amazed, awed, and humbled by how many of you watch my channel, and I really appreciate your guys' support. So let's talk about hole number 9. Several ways to go at this. Try and get up here. Got to get past those trees. And you got to get in front of that shadow. So there's your landing zone. So you got to dial this in so you know that how much topspin to put on, and you got a pretty decent shot from there. With my lower level account, I ain't messing around on this hole. I come at this hole with a QB and a Titan. You can do this with a Marlin. You can hit your QB out here. It's a little easier with a extra mile when you have a Marlin, just because you can get a little bit more forward moving distance. But with a Titan, I can use my QB, and I'm basically right at the top of the hill up here. And then my Viper is engaging somewhere in this neighborhood right here, and so I'm heading off in this direction because the sand kicks out and I can't get right at the cup. So my ball guide's going out here like this. So what I'm looking for is the length of my ball guide so that on the arc, it's at the same level as the cup. And then I'm covering this gap by putting on maximum curl. And so what I've been doing with my low level account is I'm 3 rings off of this transitional surface going out in this direction, and then I cover this distance with curl. But with my upper developed account, I'm not going to do that. What I'm going to do here is I've got an extra mile that can get me a mile. And I'm going to go max overpower from here with a power 5 ball, and I'm trying to go straight up into this area to get up into my wedge or rapier range. My rapier or my short iron range, Hornet, and really go for this hole. Now, if you don't have an extra mile 9, but you have an Apocalypse 3 or 4, you're probably better off hitting it with your Apocalypse 3 or 4 than you are with your extra mile, just because of topspin. You may be, your extra mile may hit you here, and you may have a little bit less distance with your Apocalypse. And I think at 4, it's pretty close. I think at 3, it's a little bit off, but at 3, you've got a lot more topspin than you do with your extra mile. So you'll net more yardage because of that topspin. So if you can get away with doing it with your Apocalypse, have at it. But you're going to need to bring a big ball. You can't get away with doing this if you do a power 3 ball, because we're hitting this at a pretty wide part of this rough area here. There's a good chance you're going to clip the rough and just bleed out. You got a great shot from here. But if you really want to get up here into the front, you're going to have to bring a big ball. So I'm going to hit this with an extra mile 9. Don't blame me. Blame Playdemic. I didn't have one. I didn't ask for one. They upgraded our clubs. They gave everybody a buff. Big buff. Present ball, power 5, wind 2. I'm going to bring my number 1 bag. So I've got all my accurate stuff behind it. So if I'm in wood range, short iron range, long iron range, doesn't matter. Rapier, I've got lots of accuracy. Here we go. Power 5 ball and all the stuff, all the fixins. Hole number 9. The only hole in this tournament that hole number 6, you have to play it smart on hole number 6. And hole number 8 is the epic fail hole. Because if you're trying to go for the green, you could actually end up out of bounds. And that usually, I'd like to go for those shots for a while just because you can go for it. And I like to continue down that path for a while. But usually when you're on a shot where you can go out of bounds, I will try and find a safer shot, because consistency will net you better results than inconsistency every time. And so this hole right here, if you're having any problems with the shot that I'm taking, or you don't have power 5 balls, no big deal. Just hit out here. Why are you putting on left hand or right hand side spin when you want the ball to go to the left? And you're putting on. What in the heck are you doing? Okay, that's going to go in the rough. Guaranteed. And I'm 100% sure you might not be able to get on from there. Yeah, they might be able to get on. If they know how to use curl, they could get on, but they obviously don't know how to use curl from the first shot. I want to be right dead center in the Matlock fairway. I want to give myself as much room as possible. 2-1, that leaves me 7. That's about a third of a ring, so that's 1 1/3 rings. And I hit that 75 rings great to the left. Right into the sand. But from there I can get on. So that is absolutely about as bad as I could have hit that shot. But I still got a great shot of getting on from there. What I really should have did there too is I really would have liked to see what my forward moving distance was, but I could have put the wind back in. I took the side wind out and I could have pushed it forward and put the forward moving wind back in. And I think if I had this shot right here, I would have tried to curl it in from the other side, but I wasn't paying attention if they took a look at it. My teammate Mike knows exactly what I would do on this hole. I would do a max overpower hook shot and try and get on the green. All right, let's see where I'm at in my club. So there's max, there's mid. So I'm in the 3 per ring range. I'm gonna put on a little teeny bit of backspin. Maybe 1 bar. The thing is with a Spitfire, that is a ton of backspin. So it's 3.8 per ring. So we're talking about right in the 1.3 ring range. Try and catch it perfect. And I hit it 2 rings. I hit another 75 ring great to the left. Two in a row. Evidently on this hole I wanted to hit great to the left. And I did. The deal there is that with that ball going down into that area, there's zero risk that I'm not going to be able to get on. So risk versus reward, there's not really the biggest risk is that you'll end up in the rough or the sand and you have to just get on, give yourself a look at it, try and hit it perfect. Hopefully you'll make a good wind adjustment. Haha, that was luck. Awesome. Nice shot. That saved their round right there. Man, I'm getting lag on these holes. On some of these par 5s, I've been getting a lag only when I'm getting a little bit, but when I'm putting, I'm getting that lag on it. Where I released it right there, I got lag just as I released. And so then it's like it tries to figure out like where was the deal because you got lag. In the practice round, I missed a putt. I missed several putts with this account, getting that lag on these par 5s. All right. Not the greatest round in the world, but I've learned a bunch of stuff when I go back and watch these videos, just talking, like in my observations of like what I do or changes that I make on my notes. Minus 13 will work as a tiebreaker, and I got the albatross on hole number 2, and that's going to help. That's going to be an awesome minus 13 tiebreaker. So if it gets down to the qualifying round, anybody that's in the minus 13 with that Albie on there, that's going to put me probably at the top of the minus 13 lists. I really do believe that hole number 1 is going to be, I just missed a chip on there, and that is a very eagleable hole. We got to get an eagle on that hole. The first hole, the second hole, and the third hole, we have serious opportunities to pick one up. This is a very, very hole-in-oneable hole. Hole number 6 is the hole that you just want to make sure you get there and get your eagle and move on. Hole number 9, I think if I would have hit that and had it end up in the rough or in the sand over there, we got a great shot on hole number 9 of picking up an albie. I think hole number 2 and hole number 9 are our best albie shots. Hole number 8, we do have a serious opportunity to pick up an eagle. And all of the par 3s, we've got a serious shot. Hole number 4, hole number 7, we have serious opportunities to pick up shots on those holes. Every single hole in this tournament, we have an opportunity to pick up a shot. So coming out here and shooting a -18 or a -20 is definitely possible. We're going to see those scores going on. But coming in, you know, the minimum that you want to shoot just for the perfect round is -12. I think what we really should be striving for is a -15. We need to try and pick up, if we're looking, this is going to be one of those tournaments that it's really hard to predict like what you're going to need to get in the weekend round in order to win, because it's going to be bracket dependent. And I really think, just like on average, that if you can shoot a -30, and pick up 3 per side, you're probably looking at a top 5 with a serious shot at a banner. And in some brackets, you can win. And in some brackets, you may end up 8th. And so it's just going to be one of those types of tournaments that it's going to be very unpredictable. You could go in and be playing really well and shoot a -31 and lose. And I've had that happen before. These types of tournaments right here, where every single hole you could pick one up, it's just hard to predict what you're going to need. But I really do think that if we go in with the -12, -24, -24, in some brackets, that's gonna at least set you up for the standard. But in the weekend round, you're going to have to pick up probably 2 to 3 per side in order to have a serious shot at a win, or at least a bracket, or at least a banner. All right, that was the Wednesday qualifying round in the 2019 Christmas tournament in the rookie division, and I'm sure that that's going to get me in. Let's see where we're at here. Let's look at where the bottom is. So we got -10. We got 3 -10s. Let's see where we're at. 6. That's not good. They dropped that one. 7, 8, 9, 10. So they could be at the 10 range as well. See if this, still got some people down here at the bottom that haven't really got going yet. I think there may be one -10 here that makes it, but it's probably going to take a -11 to get in. If those people at the bottom of the bracket pick this up, how many -11s do we have? It's going to be right there at that deal. I think maybe one of these -10s could make it, but we very easily could see one of these -11s not make it. So we'll see tomorrow morning. I'll get up really. I may stay up tonight until midnight so that I can pop that off and post that video just to show you kind of like what the scores are going into the weekend round, or excuse me, the opening round. All right. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate it.